नमस्कार दोस्तों, बात हम आज करेंगे बायोमैकेनिक्स ऑफ कॉकेक्स के बारे में। बायोमैकेनिक्स ऑफ कॉकेक्स में के बारे में जानने से पहले सबसे पहले आपको इसकी एनाटॉमी पता होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो कॉकेक्स 3 से 5 पार्ट में अलग अलग तरीके से भी प्रेजेंट हो सकता है। इसका मतलब ये है कॉकेक्स के 3 से 5 पार्ट अलग अलग भी मूव कर सकते हैं या फिर एज अ सिंगल यूनिट भी मूव कर सकते हैं। जब हम बात कर रहे हैं अलग अलग मूव करने की, तो हो सकता है 2 पार्ट इकट्ठे मूव कर रहे हो सकता है 3 पार्ट इकट्ठे मूव कर रहे हो सकता है एक पार्ट इकट्ठे मूव कर एक यूनिट पूरी इकट्ठे मूव कर रही हो। तो कॉकेक्स के बारे में हम अगर डिटेल में बात करें तो कॉकेक्स में जो पेन होता है उसको कॉक्सीडाइनिया बोलते हैं, और ये एक बहुत ही लो ग्रेड क्वालिटी का पेन मानते हैं बहुत सारे लोग। बट पेशेंट से अगर आप पूछोगे तो पेशेंट सालों तक इस पेन से सफ़र करता है। तो इस तरह के पेशेंट में कुछ कॉमन प्रेजेंटेशंस होती हैं, जैसे कि कॉकेक्स नॉर्मल इंडिविजुअल में भी जब आप बैठते हैं तो इट्स अ वेट बेयरिंग स्ट्रक्चर, इट्स नॉट टेकिंग टू मच ऑफ वेट बट इट टेक्स वेट। व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग द कॉकेक्स गोज इनटू फ्लेक्शन। If with the patient of coccygeria, number of times the coccyx is already flexed, and when the flex structure is further getting flexed, it's kind of like creating too much of stretch around the tissues around that area. Too much of pressure is coming on one focal point, and that's the leading cause of pain in the coccyx. And now another common feature that we see is excess weight shift on one side. When the individual is sitting, they try to keep more weight on one side. This is just because of the pain avoidance behavior that these kind of people represent with, and this is the cause of coccyx pain, and the presentation is also like the same. Now, what can we do about coccyx pain? Or so let's talk further about, like, there is one more thing that's like a very physiological thing, but it can be called as like the cause, the biomechanical cause of the coccyx pain. That's called as sacrococcygeal arthritis. At the time of pregnancy, because of the hormones, the laxity of the ligaments is generally increased. When the laxity of sacrococcygeal ligament is increased, it leads to excess movement around the sacrococcygeal joint, and when the excess movement is there, it leads to further wear and tear around that area, that leads to degenerative sort of condition over there, that leads to sacrococcygeal arthritis. Now we're going to talk about the muscles which are attached to coccyx. Two muscles are attached primarily in the front, that is together they are called as levator ani. One is iliococcygeus and another one is pubococcygeus. So both of them together they form the pelvic floor, and anteriorly there is one more muscle we call as sphincter ani, that is also present. Posteriorly, like there are certain attachments of gluteus maximus, obturator internus, and some facial attachment coming from the ischial head of adductor magnus. Sacrotuberous ligament is also lying nearby, so some facial attachments are there from that as well. And biceps femoris also has some facial attachments to the coccyx around the posterior side. So these are the structures which are attached anteriorly and posteriorly. There are 3 ligaments that are very important to know about over here. One is sacrococcygeal ligament. Sacrococcygeal ligament is between sacrum and coccyx. Now there are 2 more ligaments, sacrococcygeal ligaments. First, let's talk about, like, we can view it more from the anterior and superior view, and from there we can just clearly observe. If we are having a model, we can clearly observe with the help of that. I don't have any muscular model with me, but if you will look it from here, so from this angle around this particular area, somewhere over here, like you will see sacrococcygeal ligament. So 2 more ligaments are there. One is sacrotuberous ligament and another is sacrospinous ligament. Sacrotuberous, as you are getting aware by the name, sacrotuberous means, tuberous means ischial tuberosity, so that is attached from sacrum to the ischial tuberosity. And another one is sacrospinous ligament. Sacrospinous, as the name suggests, spine is here, is ischial spine, not the spine of not the lumbar spine, it's ischial spine. Ischial spine is part of your pelvic girdle. Okay, so your hip bone primarily. Yeah. So these are the things that you need to be aware about, like where these structures are, like, and why they're important. Like, why I'm talking about these structures which are attached to coccyx. Number of times the patient experienced coccydynia for years. The reason it is not getting better on its own or with different sort of treatment, because the treatment primarily is not targeting some specific things. One is taut bands in the muscles. Taut band in the muscles, which means iliococcygeus, pubococcygeus, and sphincterinae. These taut bands cannot be released by so many techniques. So only manual therapy intervention can really help the patient out for these kind of issues. Now the ligament, they also develop taut bands. They also needs to be released with the help of manual therapy. Now, because of the taut bands, and there is one more thing around that area, which is called as hooked coccyx, in which the coccyx moves too much anteriorly and superiorly. The tail of the coccyx is going anteriorly and superiorly. This crooked kind of thing is putting a lot of tension on filum terminal. Filum terminal is attached on the posterior side of the coccyx. If I'll just explain with the help of model. So filum terminal is attached here on this aspect. Okay, so if the coccyx goes too much anteriorly, it will create a lot of tension in this tendinous band, which is an extension or like the terminal part of the spinal cord, you can say. Okay, so this needs to be worked out to help the patient out with coccydynia. Another important thing over here is I would like to mention, because of the crooked coccyx, like which is going to one side or moving anteriorly, there are some muscle inhibition around that area, and muscle inhibition is because of pain, and that leads to a lot of guarding around that area. When this whole guarding thing is there, like when we try to treat the patient, we need to go very slow and we need to respect the muscle, because like if we are going very hard, this will further aggravate the patient's symptom and patient will not be compliant with the treatment. So we need to go very slow with the process. The movement that we need around the coccyx to just correct the positional fault is very less, but we have to go very slow, very gradual in the process, so that we are maintaining a calm state with the patient. Okay, so these are the things that I wanted to share regarding your coccyx, biomechanics of coccyx, coccydynia. Okay, if you have any question regarding coccyx, you can share. There's one very